What happened to Amazon Flash briefings? What's happening? I am Eric J. Olson. When we launched this podcast over 1,000 episodes ago, which is almost 3 years now, we launched this specifically to be in the Amazon Flash briefing format. Now, that was, I guess, kind of like an emerging technology at the time. I mean, it had been around for a while, but it seemed like it was a thing that not a lot of people knew about. And if you knew about it, you were really into it and you were kind of bullish. And I was, like anyone else in that community, I was a little bullish on Amazon Flash briefings. And I thought that was the next big thing. And so we wanted to have a daily, kind of like a news style podcast. This isn't news, but most Flash briefings are. But we wanted it to be, since most Flash briefings are kind of news style, we wanted it to be short, punchy. And that's when we came up with the idea of 5-minute episodes daily. So say something, get in, get out, and move on with your day. And with the Flash briefing, you go from like one briefing to the next. So you may have like NBC News, and then you'll have Journey to $100 million, and then you'll have something else. So that was the entire idea behind the format. And I had to overcome some technical challenges to get our podcast into Amazon Flash briefings, but we did it. And now, like, Flash briefings, like, I think they're gone. What you used to do is say to your Echo, Alexa, play the Flash briefing, and it would just start going through whatever briefings you had subscribed to. But now when I say that, it plays an old news broadcast, one of my Flash briefings, but it's old. It's like a month old, maybe 2 months old. And it doesn't go to the next couple of things. It just plays old news, which is really weird. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I guess the whole point here is that when you take on something like a podcast, which, when you start it, the idea is that it's going to last forever. You don't have an end date in mind. If you pick a technology, then you may be stuck with that technology for a long time. So I like this format. We'll stick with it, but we picked this format for a particular technology, Amazon Flash briefings, and now it's gone. When I used to do software development before Ray Digital, I would see this all the time. You would build a website in a particular technology, and then after a year or two, that technology was not in vogue. No one wanted to build in it. No one wanted to maintain it. And anyone who had purchased a software product using that old technology, they were stuck with it. And so these were called legacy projects. And they had a hard decision to make. They either invested to re-platform the software, so rebuild the whole thing in the new modern platform, or they just stuck with the old legacy software and they had to go find people that could do it. And sometimes those people that were willing and capable of coding in the old platform, they would charge a premium because most developers didn't want to do that. And so they were in demand. So this happens a lot. And now in digital marketing, we see that as well. So as an example, when it comes to building marketing websites, we use WordPress. We latched onto that back when WordPress was probably something like 12 to 15% of internet websites. And we thought that was the future. And so we stopped building in things like Joomla and all the various other content management systems. Luckily, we bet correct. And WordPress is kind of the for sure the winner when it comes to content management systems. It runs 40% of the internet as of fourth quarter 2021. 40% of websites run on WordPress. I mean, it is clearly the dominant technology. So we picked right. But what if we had picked wrong? What if we were like, we're a Joomla shop? Well, the last time I looked at these stats to figure out even like not percentage of websites that run one platform or the other, but the market share for content management systems, WordPress had something like 55% of market share, and the second runner-up was Joomla at like 5%. So what if we had declared at some point, we are a Joomla shop? Like it could have had a profound negative impact on our company. So when you choose a platform, you need to choose carefully. My suggestion is always kind of hedge your bet a little bit until you're sure, and then go all in. And, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but there's a risk to it. In the case of our podcast, it worked out. In the case of, it worked out because because we decided to go with a podcast more so than a flash briefing. The format's fine for a podcast as well. For WordPress, it worked out. For software in the past, it either worked out or it didn't, depending on when you hired us. So beware, and it's at least a consideration. So think about that. Hey there, it's Eric J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey: How to Launch a 7-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing $1 million business. It took me 8 years, and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you could apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Eric J. Olson.